Hello everybody. It's been quite a minute. Um, well, it's been a little rough go. Um, so I'm probably gonna name this struggles and um, I guess preparing, sort of. Because I've been going through some really cruddy stuff, right? Um, so today makes day 24, which is a huge deal for me. Um, because one, I didn't think that I would even make it that far. And so for me to make it that far was a big deal. And so now I finally got that far. And also, I got somebody with me. That's Theo. Theo, you want to say hi? Yeah. So anyway, I've come into some struggles and cravings and all that stuff, and basically, was testing the waters on how strong I was, and honestly, I did well, but I probably shouldn't have done it so early. Um, but we went to Buc-ee's and all that, and my husband got what he wanted, and then I looked at, because I saw Greg, if you want to follow him, it's Keto Greg. He was getting like the flock. They're kind of like chips, but they're actually the chicken skins and stuff like that. They also do have some other oils and stuff like that that you don't eat on carnivore. So I don't know if that was it or but anyway, like I was having some he's a good boy. So I was having some pretty serious cravings and things, and just kind of hit me, and um, and life things. Come on, come on, Theo. Y'all, this is not his first time out. Um, but this is first time on an actual walk, since all his shots. But anyway, so I have been struggling a bit. I have lost weight, 14 pounds to be exact. And like I said, it is day 24. I already know all of that's not fat. I'm not crazy. But my goal from here on out is really to just kind of make it simple. So I think it was Sunday, even though it was Mother's Day. I took it upon myself to go ahead and like pre-cook a bunch of like foods that would be conducive to what I was trying to eat. Come on, come on, come on! You got to get out. So like bacon, hamburger. I think I even scrambled some eggs because sometimes you just want that. Um, I did like a burger casserole, which was burger, bacon, cheese. I did do a little cheese, even though I know that can be like craving inducing and, all of that. But it is carnivore and it can keep me on track. Um, now, I have realized that I have kept some things in that I probably shouldn't have, which is probably um, contributing to the cravings and things. So, like, for instance, I kept my zero soda. I had the sweeteners for the coffee, and stuff like that. So now moving forward, it's Monday. So I'm going to cut out, or at the very least limit, a lot of those artificial sweeteners, um, sweetener substitutes. And just slowly but surely, like, just remove things just to kind of see how my body does, what the cravings are, how it makes me feel. Um, because I did order some of the Equip protein. I got like the salted caramel. I actually messaged Greg about that this morning. I was like, come on. I messaged him about that this morning because I actually got it to put it in my coffee so I wouldn't have to do the sweetener and, stuff like that. And of course it clumped up like all but immediately. And I was like, well, crud, this didn't work. So we just kind of come to the realization that I probably just needed to put it in something cold. And then, it would be fine. So now that's where I'm at. Come on, come on. So, that's just what I'm going to do. And now that does have sweetener, but it has stevia, which in my opinion is probably for me, and like I've seen other people using stevia. So if that's the one thing, and eventually I may cut that out too, just to see, or if I'm still having cravings with that, then, I'll cut it out. So that's around about where I'm at. I will say I did have a huge win. My husband and I went to like one of our favorite buffets. And I just won't say the name of it because I don't, know all of the rules on YouTube. But we went to a famous buffet. Let's just say that it was one of those places where they wanted to change the sign. There was a big old uproar. Anyway. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. It was, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, we went to a buffet. It was along those lines, sort of. So anyway, my husband was getting, the shrimp and all kinds of things. And I'm just sitting there, and this particular place, it's a buffet, they offer unlimited steak on their grill. And they also have the pulled pork with no sauce. So what I did was I filled up on the steak, and I did find out that it's sirloin steak. Heck yeah. And then I got the pulled pork. So, and I filled up on that. And I was actually really proud of myself. Now, I drank water while we ate. I did have a zero soda during. So, yes, some people would say that was a fail. I particularly say it's a win because on average, like, I'm going ham on that kind of stuff, right? This particular restaurant used to have like a chocolate fountain. I was one that would go back to the chocolate fountain like 3 or 4 times. I would go up to the dessert bar at least 2 times. Although I started with a salad, right? So, but anyway, I was so proud of myself when I left, and I was like, I can do this. I can absolutely do this. And I have been, and I haven't been perfect. But in my opinion, it's more about, just trying to stay on track. I'm not perfect. I won't be perfect. I probably will never be perfect. But my goal is to get healthier and do it on my own time frame. I know that I didn't get the way I am, in a matter of days, weeks, months, even years. It took decades for me to get where I'm at. Because I started gaining weight at like 14. So, and this year, I will be 40. So, it took me a long time to get here. So, excuse me. But, I vowed to basically keep you all up to date. I've not done that because we did travel. We went to Nashville, and I'm quite proud of that too. Matter of fact, that's where we ate at the buffet. It's also like I prepared for the trip. Like I made sure that I went to Sam's. I got their boiled eggs. We did, in fact, stop at Buc-ee's. I got some chopped brisket with no sauce. I got I was going to get the sausage, but I was like, I don't know. That's kind of, not knowing exactly what all's in that. We got, I'm trying to think of everything that we got. I even asked if their pulled pork, like if I could get it without sauce. They were like, no. But like I stayed as clean as possible. If I did drink, it was either a 0 calorie, 0 sugar soda, or it was water. I got spring water on a couple occasions because as of right now, we get our reverse osmosis water for the house, and that's all that we drink. Um, our house is not updated in any way, shape, or form, so like we don't have any special like systems for our bathing water or any of that. Um, but eventually, I mean, that would be great to have. Um, I'm just kind of out here, out in the open. I was going to go for a walk, but he's not doing it. So, he's just kind of standing there like a little weirdo, like, nah, I'm good. But we'll get there, and hopefully he'll go for walks with me. You guys will get to know him, and he's only 5 months old, so he'll get there. But anyway, it's just I guess more so like I just want to tell you it is possible. You can do it. It may not look perfect to others, but as long as you're doing better, that's what matters, right? Like I said, it's not perfect at all, but I feel I'm definitely doing better. Um, Quite happy with that, actually. Um, Matter of fact, just last night I was offered a s'more, and I was like, I've never had a s'more, but I'm good, right? I'm okay. I can't eat that. I don't want to eat that. I went back home proud that, I didn't eat it. So, anyway, I really hope you all have a good day. I know I'm putting really, really short videos, but the cool part about that is that I can load them pretty quickly and everybody can get to them quickly. I'm also posting them on Facebook. Anyone who watches, if you could share, that would be really cool. I know there's got to be someone out there, going through their own stuff. It may not be carnivore. It may not even be on the realm of what I'm going on, but anyone can pretty much relate to this. Any diet, really, you can pretty much relate to some of the things that I'm going through. And I just trying to be real, right? So, as real as I can be. Um, like I said, I may not be able to say the names of places and certain things like that because I don't know all of the rules, but I'd rather not even partially, possibly break a rule. So, safer that way just so I can keep the channel. Um, and like I said, as we go on a little longer, there may be longer posts, longer videos. As I get shared, I may actually go live and people can actually join in. That would be kind of cool just to kind of talk to people. Right now, I'm also kind of staying away from any negativity because I've learned that stress really like brings on the cravings because I am an emotional eater. I'm an emotional binge eater. I'm someone who will very much so hide that I'm eating very bad. I'm eating things in my car, or I buy something while the hubs is at work and then I like put the trash in someone else's trash can. Y'all, I've done that so many times. It's not even funny. And knowing that I went 24 days without any of those particular things makes me so proud. Um, and I don't know, like I'm here for it. I'm here to see what happens after the fact. Like, I've already noticed some good things from all of this. I'm not really going to name them all right now just because there has been a couple videos where I have named a couple and it's not very much more than that yet. Um, and I think that's what I keep telling myself is yet. It's not yet. It's coming. It will happen. It's, all that kind of stuff. So Anyway, we're almost at 15 minutes, so I think I'm going to go ahead and quit. But I really, really hope that you guys have a good day. Keep on keeping on.